The headlines flip before you finished your morning coffee. Rumors fly by the minute, deals die in seconds, and millions of pounds are tossed into the news cycle before breakfast. Take this morning. The early report stated Arsenal was preparing a bid of over £100 million for 23-year-old Aston Villa midfielder Morgan Rogers. But within a few hours, a breaking news sidebar changed the story. Chelsea has already hijacked the player, agreeing to a $117 million deal. To anyone watching from the outside, this looks like disorganized, billionaire-funded chaos, a market where valuations are made up on the fly. It is more calculated than it looks. Behind the frantic headlines, modern football follows a rigid, three-tiered economic system that clubs must navigate perfectly just to survive. Tier 1 sits at the top of the market. Here, extreme inflation is the norm, as clubs race to hoard every high-potential player under the age of 25. Chelsea paying £117 million to hijack Rogers is the standard for Tier 1. They are paying a maximum premium to secure a long-term asset before a rival can even make an offer. You see this youth premium everywhere. Tottenham recently rejected a £46 million bid from Newcastle for Lucas Bergvall, specifically because he is 20 years old and his peak value is still half a decade away. Even defenders who aren't global names yet, like 26-year-old Maxence Lacroix at Crystal Palace, now command a baseline fee of £55 million just to start negotiations. In Tier 1, clubs aren't paying for what a player can do today. Instead, they are paying for an absolute monopoly on exactly what these elite young players might become tomorrow. The question is how clubs finance these nine-figure youth premiums while staying within their budgets. They use Tier 2, a brutal ecosystem of endless squad churn and the aggressive scavenging of financially vulnerable rivals. Look at Tottenham. Their massive summer spending spree created an immediate and urgent need to balance the books. To find the cash, they have to offload prime, established starters. This includes 28-year-old Christian Romero, who is likely being sold purely to generate capital for the next Tier 1 gamble. Then there is the scavenge. Spurs are currently targeting 24-year-old winger Crescencio Somerville because his club, West Ham, was relegated. Relegation forces a desperate fire sale. It allows big teams to use their economic leverage to acquire quality talent without paying the Tier 1 premium. Tier 2 is a purely pragmatic survival mechanism. It is the financial furnace that allows clubs to stay relevant in the premium arms race. But what happens to the players who age out of these premium brackets? They drop into Tier 3, the sunset market. Here, even legendary careers face a steep and sudden devaluation. Take Mohamed Salah. He is a Liverpool icon, yet at 34 years old, he is being shipped off to sign for Besiktas in Turkey. Despite his history of dominance, Salah is aging out of the primary European economic ecosystem entirely. An even more extreme example is the staggering lowball offer made for 33-year-old World Cup winner Emiliano Martinez. The figures are revealing. Juventus offered just £5.5 million for Martinez, with Villa holding out for £10.2 million. These prices are a fraction of what Tier 1 players command. Age is the ultimate destroyer of value, regardless of how many trophies a player has won. In this system, past glory offers zero protection against the math of market devaluation. When you view these three tiers together, they reveal a macro view of the entire European football landscape. With 26-year-olds now commanding the same massive fees once reserved for superstars, and veterans selling for pennies, the middle class of transfers has been eradicated. The sensible, mid-priced signing for a player in their prime no longer exists. Clubs now exist strictly in the extremes. They either gamble nine figures on unproven youth or hunt for absolute bargains in the relegation bins. It's a razor-thin tightrope. A single failed Tier 1 gamble can force a devastating Tier 2 fire sale, crippling a club for years. The Daily Gossip column tracks the real-time ledger for this system. It isn't just news, it is the accounting of a brutal, high-stakes game. So next time a rumor breaks, look past the names, analyze the numbers, and you will see exactly which of these three survival games your club is actually playing.